Hi guys, it's Grace and today I thought I'd film a bit of a different video. It's actually going to be a how to start a successful YouTube channel. I feel like me and Grace are at the point of our YouTube career when we can say that we have been successful. I mean, we started YouTube around 2-ish years ago, probably a little bit more than 2-ish years ago now, and I've got 200k on my main channel, 100k on here, so I feel like I'm at the point where I can do this video and really try and help you guys on my tips of starting a successful YouTube channel. I mean, me and Grace started Grace and Grace when we were 13 years old, and to think that now this is a job that I could possibly do when I'm older, this could be my career, is mind-blowing. So I really do hope that you find this video really useful. You guys always ask me this question, I always get DM'd, you guys ask me in public, so here it finally is. Number one is to think of a good name. Now this might sound quite like obvious, but not too long ago, me and Grace were not called Grace and Grace. No. Our YouTube channel was Gracie Cakes, and I don't know why we named ourselves Gracie Cakes, but I think a lot of people end up regretting the YouTube channel they've chosen. I mean, the Gabby show, she's changed her YouTube channel name. Keisha changed her YouTube channel name. Dan is not on fire. Phil is not on fire. One of them changed their YouTube channel name. I understand that it's not that deep and you can change it, but the problem with that, if you do end up, you know, blowing up or end up doing well, you're known as that YouTube channel name. It's very hard to transition to a different YouTube channel name. But me and Grace, like, not that we're like, you know, like really well known now, but me and Grace had barely any subscribers when we were called Gracie Cake, so it was fine when we changed to Grace and Grace. And if you can't think of one, just use your name. It is just so much easier. So if you can't think of a cool name, just use your name. Number two would be channel banners and profile pictures. I can look down in my comments and I can tell who has YouTube channels and who doesn't by the profile picture. So you really want to make sure that your profile picture is good. You don't need, you know, a professional photographer to take it. Me and Grace have never got that and we've all done alright. And channel banners are so important. You can really get the vibe of the channel by the channel banner. Pitmonkey is a really good place to make channel banners. You do have to look up the size of the channel banner though. Channel banners are quite important because it's one of the first things people are going to see if they click on your channel. Number three is lighting / equipment. So we're going to talk about lighting first. You do not need to buy a lighting set. I have done YouTube for more than 2 years. I've gained overall more than 300,000 subscribers and I've never bought a ring light or any kind of lighting equipment. I use natural light and I do love it still, but for Christmas I actually got a ring light, which I love. I'm using it right now. The only reason I needed a ring light was because me and Grace have to film videos together. We have very different schedules and sometimes have to end up filming at night time, and there's no natural light at night time, so I used to have to like make these big like light things to light us, but now I've got ring lights, so my life's a lot more easier. I always film at night time because it's the only time I'm free to film. But if you have the privilege of using natural lighting, please do take advantage of it. I would not even recommend buying a ring light at all if you don't need it. That's another thing. If you're going to start YouTube, please don't go out and buy all the fancy equipment straight away because you have no idea how it's going to go. When me and Grace first started YouTube, we used to use natural lighting and my iPad to film. You know, it went absolutely completely fine. We didn't need anything else. And then we ended up buying different cameras. So you really don't need fancy equipment to start a YouTube channel. You just need good content. I use a tripod. I'm going to link all my camera equipment down below. So I use a pretty big tripod, but if you think you might become like a daily vlogger, you're interested in that sort of stuff, this is a really good tripod to pick up. Mine is from John Lewis. Again, I'm going to link this down below. It is just like a movable one, so I use this when I travel, and it's really good if you're a daily vlogger just to hold like this. But if you're thinking of doing more sit down videos, a long tripod is definitely the way to go because it can be adjustable. Number four is camera. Again, please don't buy a camera when you first start a YouTube channel. Just use your phone or your iPad. Me and Grace always used to use our phones and iPads even when we got cameras because we just couldn't be asked to take them outside. So when we wanted to use cameras, we actually got sent the Nikon D5500 cameras. I really did appreciate that, so that was lovely of them. They were really good cameras. I still have it, but over time they started to go really, really fuzzy, and we actually ended up couldn't using them. So we both bought the Canon G7X, which I'm sure you guys have heard of. I love this camera. It's really small, has a flip up screen, really easy to use, good for daily vlogs and sitting down. So I think it's a really, really good camera to buy. It is quite expensive, but it's not as expensive as a lot of the cameras that the pros use. Number 5 is editing. So there's 2 things I can say about editing. Number 1 is what to use to edit. Me and Grace both use iMovie, which is free, so it's great. It's really easy to use. It took me a while for me to actually learn it, but once I learned it, it's completely fine. And another good thing is if you guys don't have a Mac to edit on, this device is your best friend. This one is from Argos. Basically, you can edit on like iPads or phones by just putting your memory card in here, and then you plug it into your phone and you can transport all the videos. I always use this when I take photos on my camera. I really, really recommend buying one of these if you do end up buying a camera. And also with editing, try and find your editing style. A lot of people, you can tell whose video is by their editing. Me and Grace do really, really simple editing. You can usually tell it's us because we always zoom into people's faces. You can always kind of tell whose video is by the editing, so try and find your personal editing style. Number 6, this is going to sound so cringe. Find your gap in the market. I know this sounds really weird, but I know when people make these videos, no one talks about this, and I find it so weird because if you look at other people's YouTube channels, they've found their gap in the market, like, but everyone keeps it low-key. It's really, really weird. Like Alicia Marie, her thing is being like really colourful, pinks and blues, like really, really vibrant. Victoria's Secret, you know, Nick and Gabby, they're the whole twins, girly versus edgy. Tana Mojo, she's like the blonde story timer. Do you know what I mean? Like, everyone does have it, they just don't talk about it because it makes YouTube sound too businessy when it's meant to be a fun hobby. But in the reality of it, this is what people do. You need to try and find your kind of place on YouTube because there are so many YouTube channels. Obviously when we started YouTube we didn't even think about this, it's just who we are as people, but you could really enhance it, and I think that's something that's so cool about YouTube. Yeah, without trying to sound too technical, I just thought I'd put that in there because it is something that people do think of, I think, because if you think about it, like, people come out with products based on what they're trying to sell of them. I don't know, it's getting too deep. Number 7, do it because you love it. I know everyone says this, but it is so true. If you want to do YouTube because you want the money or you want the fame, please do not do it because you will not be motivated enough. I'm not saying YouTube is the hardest job in the world, but I'm also not saying it's the easiest. And if you are not motivated enough, you are not going to gain subscribers because not only will you not post consistently, your content won't be that good, people will recognise if you don't have a genuine love or passion in what you're putting out there. People will realise, and just don't do it. So number 8 is actually one that is pretty serious, and it is management. So when you start a YouTube channel, and if you do start getting subscribers or viewers, you will start to get emails from hundreds of managements. So when me and Grace started our YouTube channel, we were 13, as I've already said, and we started to get so many emails from different networks all over the world wanting us to join their management. And I am so grateful that I joined none of them. And then we got this one email from Hare, my management, and we went there for a proper meeting, signed up with them, and 2 years later I'm still with them and I still love being with Hare. So I really do think you should do your research with the management, because when you join a management, they take a percentage of the profits you make on YouTube. So really do your research if you do want to join a management. If you've joined a management and they're taking a percentage of your profits and they're doing nothing for you and you can't get out for 2 years, you're stuck. So do your research on the management, on the networks that you want to join, because once you sign that contract, you are stuck for how many years you signed it for. You don't need a management if you don't want to. I think Tati, she doesn't have a management. A lot of people actually, big YouTubers, still don't have a management because some people don't need it. Me and Grace, being young, being 13, we kind of needed a manager to kind of help us and, you know, get the right work for us and things like that. But It really does depend on who you are. Number 9 is brand deals. #ad. When we first started YouTube, you will get so many emails from different companies wanting to do ads with you. And do research into the brands that you want to do these ads for, because if you do a video for a brand that maybe isn't that good or people have had bad experience with, you are now associating yourself with the brand, and therefore you're promoting a brand that's not very good to your followers. And you do not have to say yes to every single brand deal. And number 10 for my list is to create other social medias. So me and Grace actually took quite a while after we started our YouTube channel to go onto Instagram and to Snapchat and to Twitter, but it has definitely benefited us, because if someone goes onto your Instagram and then sees in your bio you've got a YouTube channel, and it also helps people to get to know you on a different platform / different level, and you can also interact with other social media people or just your viewers in general. That is it for all of my top 10 tips. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it useful. Please thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Bye.